Dictionaries are full of words. The series called I Speak. We're talking about the power of words. I think that's pretty good. Welcome to Wednesday's Coffee and Conversation. Well, welcome back. Another Wednesday, another coffee and conversation. Another time for us just to spend some time reflecting and thinking about Sunday's message so that we can actually put it into practice in our everyday lives. We finished up this series called I Speak on Sunday. Pastor Warner's been walking us through the power of our words, that our words have the power of life and death. And so on Sunday was his final message in this series. We wanted to take some time just to ask some questions that you can use with your family, with your friends, or on your personal own, in personal reflection, just to help us think about the message and put it into practice. The message was more concerned about the permanence of words, that words have a lasting effect, especially negative words can have a lasting effect. When they bring destruction and death, it's lasting. Pastor Warner opened up with a great illustration about tattoos, is that it's permanent. It's there forever. He shared an image of someone that said, "I'm awesome," except awesome was misspelled. And words can have a permanent effect in our lives. So here are 3 questions based off of Sunday's teaching that we can consider and discuss together. Question number 1. How can you stop someone who tries to gossip or slander others with you? This was the first of 2 categories that Pastor Warner shared in terms of words having permanence. First category was gossip and slander. Gossip and slander has such a negative, lasting impact on people's lives. So, if someone comes to you and they start to gossip, they start to slander somebody else, they start to spread rumors about somebody, how can you respond? How can you react to them? What can you do in order to put a stop to that gossip, to that rumor, to that slander? In a way, protecting the lives of people who could be damaged by those words. So think about that. That's question number 1. Reflect. Think about what you could do in those kind of situations to put a stop at it. Maybe even just think, how do we recognize when somebody's gossiping, when somebody's slandering or sharing rumors? They don't necessarily come, "Oh, I have some gossip for you." Think about ways that you can see that happening in your conversations and put an end to it. That's question number 1. Question number 2. How can you avoid criticizing and complaining? This was the second category of words of permanence, is criticizing and complaining. When someone criticizes you and complains about you constantly, that leaves such an effect on your heart and on your soul and on your life. So reflect on your own use of words. Where have you seen yourself criticizing or complaining about another person? Maybe in your family, maybe a coworker, maybe someone in your neighborhood or community. Think about those times and reflect honestly about that. And think about how can you avoid that? How can you stop criticizing or complaining if that is a big issue for you? And how can you instead switch to words of life, words of encouragement, words of guidance for those who need it? That's question number 2. Last question, number 3 is, how can God's word give life to dry bones? Near the end of Pastor Warner's message, he walked us through the story in Ezekiel 37. If you missed the message or you want to go back and listen to it, you can find it on our website, wardenfulgospel.com/sermons. You can watch the video or listen to the audio. It's also on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube. You can find it in a number of places. Go back and listen to it. It's a story of how words actually brought about death and destruction, dry bones. But we know that God's spoken word can actually bring life into dry bones. So take some time to reflect. Maybe there's areas where words have really hurt you and brought lasting damage to your life. How can God's word, His spoken word, His written word for us, bring life to those dry bones, bring healing and restoration in those places of brokenness? That's your final question for this week. as we finish up the I Speak series. As always, there's another devotional video for you on Friday, Kids Church Online on Sunday, and then we'll see you church online 10:30 Sunday morning, wardenfulgospel.com/live.